Wednesday,
Okay.
and it's going by quickly. Spring is here. Spring, we get an extra few hours of daylight. And here's Sharon Bush, she's got to keep the daylight out, and because it's coming in our eyes, and the future really is that bright in our company with everything that's happening in our market. And just looking from my vantage point at each of you, the glint in your eyes and the spring in your steps. And that's a big deal because it's a great time to be in community banking. It's a great time to be in Florida, and it's a fabulous time to be in Tampa Bay, especially given what's happening from an economic standpoint in our company internally. And so we'll start off this morning with Sarah Perez. She always protects me from myself and tells me, don't drill them with numbers, lay out the numbers. We don't need to hear all the stats, but it seems like every time we pick up the balance sheet, every time we look at the P&L, it's a new record. So over $330 million in assets. We have our bottom line, our profits. It's not the reason why we're in business, but we got to have those profits to keep and sustain our company and to sustain the momentum. And so every month it's a new record. I was convincing with John in his office yesterday, is our second best or our best quarter ever in history is the first quarter. We're not even done with March yet. And so you can see how it's coming together. And so a lot of positive things, record lows, 263 million, 273 million deposits. Thank you, Laura and everybody. But we have some milestones because none of this happens with us as a company. It's because of the individuals in the company, And so we've got a lot of anniversaries. And this is real positive. Susan Rummery, where's Sue? Sorry. 2 years. Treasury management. Who would have thought a community bank would have a treasury management officer? We do. Janet Jones, 2 years as well. And so we've got a whole litany today, guys. And so Tim Johnson's 2 years. We have Tim Taylor. All right. Marie Stevens, 3 years in Citrus Park. Very nice. And of course, Misty, 48 years. Can you believe that? 8 years. Amazing. These are all March anniversaries. And, here's a lady right here that's on the cover of our 2002 annual report and our 2004 annual report. Laura Margolis, 16 years. Oh my goodness. And you have Gerald Lobel, and congratulations too on Gerald's promotion in the operations accounting department. 16 years as well. Jessica Kendall Horner is not here this morning because she's taking Julia to the doctor. She's got group and taking care of that where she needs to be. It's 16 years for Jessica Kendall as well. And those are all March anniversaries. And of course, February was last month, right? Janet Plummer, I can't believe it's been a year, but we have our beautiful SBA 7A program, Pulse for non-interest income. Janet's a stud, and she's covered all of us. 1 year, and of course I see Jerry, I saw Jerry here, there you are. Our BSA, and whoever thought BSA and compliance is a resource, but they are, and thanks for keeping me off the run on what's happening legislatively too. Gives me some dry powder to go drill our legislators. Gary Dolphin, 4 years, happy anniversary. And Leslie Miller, 11 years, anchoring in the Citrus Park office. What a fabulous office that is, too. Leslie Miller. David Shroya, David's taking his son he's got some stuff to take care of this morning. 17 years, David Shroya. Doing a super job. So Edwina, 10 years. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth Castellano, 5 years. Fabulous. So we have 5 years for Karen Swank, Robinson Knight. And I see Karen here from our Kennedy office. Writing her in our Kennedy. So Karen, congratulations. Happy anniversary. This is a symbol of our appreciation of your commitment to our company. And come on up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed working
enjoyed the last 5 years with all you guys, and I'm looking forward to another next 10 years. Thank you.
So, Elizabeth Castellanos, and it's teamwork, collaboration, we can call it what we will, but she's really stepped up and done a fabulous job in our South Tampa office running that facility in Jessica Roman's absence and doing a super job. So she is a 5-year veteran as well, and I don't see Elizabeth here. She's working in South Tampa, but she might be here by speakerphone, so but wish her the best. And Edwina, probably one of the nicest, softest spirits. There you are. I think that's fairly representational, Edwina. Good mom, good wife, good banker. So Edwina, come on up and
few words. On my way here, I saved 30% from switching to private. I have tried to think of something to say, but let me just say this. Thank you.
what is your thanks?
Thank you.
Very nice. Visual effects. So we are announcing Gerald's promotion in upstairs as well, and Lorena is also moving over into the credit underwriting function in our company. And it's like loan documents. You never need loan documents until you need them, and we got to have the credit underwriting. It's such an important role, which kept us going and growing during the downturn. So congratulations on your role as well, and moving from loan operations to credit underwriting. Congratulations. So many of you have received this, and I had never stayed in a Ritz-Carlton before until 1999. But 1999, I went to a Ritz-Carlton, and I asked to go to the restroom. She said, "Where's the restroom around here?" I was checking in because I was driving across the state. This is in Palm Beach. And instead of saying, "Hey, bud, it's over there around the corner," and then walking away, the guy says, "Oh, it's right this way. I'll show you." And I'm not. He said, "Oh, no, I'll show you." So he walked me there. I said, "Wow." And every time I said something to somebody or asked somebody a question or a direction, it was my pleasure. It wasn't no problem. It was my pleasure. And so after a couple of days hanging out in this place, I'm like, what is it that they do? And well, they say, well, this is our credo. And there was a litany of items that they use for their training to discipline ourselves. And there's a book by Alvin Toffler called The Power Shift. And if we had a systematic framework, a decision-making template that would give us the comfort, the clarity as to how we conduct ourselves as bankers, as people, in the varying roles that we lead in our lives, and wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, that's exactly what the Credo is. The Credo is that framework. It gives us, it defines us at the end of the day. Every one of you, when you started in our company, received a condensed version of this on a laminate card. And we're resurrecting it and refreshing it up. I want to thank Sarah, I want to thank Lucille, I want to thank Diane as well, and others on our management team and throughout the bank have contributed in this update. And really, it outlines, what does creed mean? It's Latin. It's a doctrine, beliefs. We believe, the Christians have the Nicene Creed, the other faiths and religions, they all have their creeds. This is ours. And it talks about the soft skills. It's the soft skills in terms of how we execute, how we not just execute and live in our lives as first century bankers, but living our lives as human beings at a very fundamental level. And so there is only one constant in business, and that's the fundamental need for every human being to be treated with respect and dignity. And this talks about the sanctity of the client. This talks about reaching across the organizational chart, whether it's from the teller area, reaching across to loan operations or loan documentation, where there isn't a direct line of reporting, but there is a direct line of appreciation. And so that appreciation really smoothies out the runway so we can do a fabulous job. Yes, working internally, but that is what engenders the client results and the excitement, why people outside the market, outside the bank, where you have customers bragging about you know, what is it with this place? And so if I had a nickel for every time I've heard someone compliment this company or an individual in this company, it happens to me everywhere. I go, you know, Jessica did that, you know, Sally did that, Sarah did that. And that's very special. It's very special, it's very unique, it's very rare. And when we have a new associate, we sit down together and we go over this mission, our vision, our charter, and delegating it to document, putting a toner on paper, speed to market, operating flexibility. And so I want to encourage each of you, when you're revisiting this, to catch other people and applaud them when you see them upholding any one of the tenets in this credo. So I think that's the key to developing people, is to catch them doing things right. And I think when you catch people doing things right, it begins to steamroll and it begins to snowball. And the next thing you know, 70% of the people out in the United States of America are miserable when they show up at their jobs in the morning. 70%. And I think it engenders a lot of sickness, a lot of cancers, a lot of misery. And then they go home and go kick the dog. Well, wouldn't it be great if they had, they had a spring in their step and they were engaged, and they came and they actually made a contribution with their spirits, with their minds, with their hearts, and their companies. And that's what we are, and that's what we have to do. Otherwise, we would not have gotten through the downturn the way we've gotten through it. And so that's the credo, guys. It's not me, it's not any one of us. It's the collective efforts of the precepts that we've outlined, of correct values. And at the end of the day, values drive us, values define us. And I think the more we realize that, the easier life becomes. And it's not about having a path of easiness, because sometimes the path of maximum resistance is the best path to pursue. And I like that. And but that's where I think the action is for all of us. And so I've asked Diane to come up and share a little bit about our credo as well and ancient art. And real excited about it. This isn't something that we're just going to stick back in the drawer, please, and never to be heard from again. This isn't like what I think a lot of regulators see with bank strategic plans. It's something that goes in the drawer, they blow the dust off, and they come out and say, here it is. No, our strategic plan is very actionable. It's very functional. It's something that we refer to constantly. This is that. This is that. So I don't want a lot of pomp and circumstance in terms of unveiling this or just rolling this out, because or have the Pope come out on the balcony and sprinkle holy water on the credo. No, because this is a dynamic, living, breathing document. It will evolve. It will change, and it's a good reference point for disciplining ourselves and managing ourselves. And before we can be useful or effective in managing others, we got to first win the victory of self-management, right? If I can't manage me, how can I manage you? If Dan can't manage herself, how can she manage me? And so we have this power of an upside-down organizational chart as well. And we're going to talk about that another time. I'm going to bring Diane up right now. How's that? Diane, we're friends. You HR.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank all the people that helped me with this, because without everyone's collaboration, this wouldn't have happened. So Sarah for the marketing, and Lucille for Secretary of Eyes, because we all know that always helps when you're trying to get things out. But just to add a little bit to what Jack has talked about, is I truly believe in this. I think that to me this is my golden rule. It's to treat everybody with dignity and respect. And And I know that, I don't deal with external clients, but I look at all of you as my clients. And we're all internal, but that's how I view, my service to you is to follow this credo. I love the format of it because I think it's bolder, it's bigger. I would encourage everyone to keep it on their desk. So it's out there, so you can refer back to it, review it, keep it in mind and keep it in the forefront so that we continue to live it every day. But other than that, I thank everyone. I thank the people. We also had some feedback from associates that we incorporated into this. So we took your,
Back in the cheap seats.
you can't hear me, yeah. Well, I get nervous when I stand up front, so. The voice, the tone of the voice only lasts so long, so.
She yells a lot louder at me.
That's easy. Anyway, but thank you. I thank everyone that offered feedback, we incorporated into it, and we were able to use it. So appreciate your time, your effort, and the help that I received from it. So thanks.
So we'd like to have our staff meetings be on a go-forward basis. One of you sharing something that you caught another associate doing right, and just to applaud them and recognize them. And I think the more we can focus on those types of behaviors and activities and celebrate them, the more, this place will stand on its ear. The more it will stand on its ear. And that's where we talked about that triple bottom line. And the triple bottom line is where, you got to have financial results, right? And you've got a darn solid bottom line, and you're growing and you're getting that size, and then customers are bragging about it. And so when you have those three, tenets on the stool, those three legs, just good things happen. And instead of, we never want to have an unhappy place to work. We want to have a very proud place to work. And I feel very strongly that focusing on these types of disciplined behaviors, these types of values, is just brings about, it'll make you feel good. We all want to feel good. It'll make you feel good, and it'll make your colleague and clients as well feel good. And I think that's pretty important. I think it's pretty special. I think it's pretty unique, especially for bankers. We get so caught up in cash flow coverage ratios and underwriting and risk management, which is all paramount and essential. But that's quantitative. The qualitative is the precursor to the quantitative. So when you mix the two together, those are outcomes and those are results. And this is these are the ingredients, and those numbers are just outcomes from having good ingredients. Anybody have any questions? Hostile comments? Yes, Mr. Joe King.
What is the status of the ESOP program I've heard about?
Thank you for asking. So the proxy went out earlier this month, a week or two ago, and there's 3 initiatives in that proxy. Most are administrative, but one of them is the shareholders they have to approve the employee stock purchase plan, and the board has submitted it at a 10% discount to the market value, and for associates to be able to purchase if they would like. So our annual meeting is next month in April, and I don't recall the date off the top of my head. It might be the 3rd Tuesday in April.
18th.
April 18th. Thank you, Sarah. And so I would expect it will be approved at that annual meeting with a shareholder vote. And so, John, when can we go live on that from an availability perspective?
Once it's approved, we could hit it on the final payroll deduction.
Really? Wow. We talk about speed to market and operational flexibility. That's right in here too. Speed to market and operating flexibility. That's pretty good. So if it's April 18th, it gets approved, assuming it gets approved, we can execute at the end of April from that standpoint. Great question. Thanks, Ralph. We have a celebrity guest appearance from Tony Woodward, one of our clients and founding shareholders.
Stuck in the back door.
So I worked with Tony when we were 18 years old, and this is a true story. We worked on a 30-year floor at the Tampa City Center at a law firm, and Tony didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, which is more than I had, but he's taking me to the courthouse in his car, and I know a lot of you are a lot younger than I am, but you remember the Flintstones, everything? And they would get their feet underneath the car to move. Well, when I would ride in Tony's car, I had to keep my knees up to keep my feet from dragging on the road underneath me. And this is the first time I met him, first day going to the courthouse, and I get in this car, and it was a safety hazard, first of all, and it was rusted out floorboards. And then he has the temerity to say to me, "Don't get my car dirty." Okay. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right, Jimmy?
Yes, sir.
And now, if I had his money, I'd burn mine. So, but that's the credo, guys. That's where the action is for all of us, as bankers, as people, and something to be, to rally around, refer to, and it's good stuff. Anyone else?
I just want to bring up that we do have our annual shareholder event coming up on April 18th. So we will have that after hours event taking place here. I believe all of you are aware of it. I sent the calendar invite a while ago, so everybody was aware of it.
All right. Amen. Good. All right. Get 2 thumbs up. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great morning.
One more announcement, real
Yes.
quick. We have sandwiches in the break room here, so please help yourself. We add to the celebration.
Sorry, this is
Thank you. Thank you.
Can't run, Joe. Can't run. Can't run.